Oh, what a stink.
Yes, it's not very pleasant, is it? It was a bit smelly in 1816. We're in Nantaglow.
Hey, my auntie lives here.
Not at the moment she doesn't, but some of your ancestors do.
Wow, you weren't kidding about the time travelling then. But what is that smell?
It has to do with the lack of proper drains and the industry here, and the fact that there are only 5 toilets or privies.
In the whole of Nantaglow? We've got 2 in our house.
But I bet there aren't hundreds of people living in your house.
No, 4.
What are you laughing at?
Nothing. And who's asking anyway?
I'm Moses Jenkins, and I lives here.
Hey, my name's Jenkins. Sean Jenkins.
See, Sean, he is one of your ancestors.
I guess that.
What?
Oh, I wasn't talking to you then. I was talking to the tree. Is that where you live?
Yes, this is our house here.
Where's your school then?
School? Oh, I doesn't go to school. I'm a pull-up boy. I works in Crochet Bailey's forges, raising the boiling furnace door.
Who's Crochet Bailey?
He's the owner of the biggest ironworks in the world.
Crochet Bailey is my family's master. We all works for him.
Who's we?
Well, is my brother Thomas. He works as a gagger for 2 shillings and 4pence a day.
2 shillings?
Old money, Sean. Works out at about 1p an hour. Not much, is it?
Is that your dad? What's he do? And why's he got a tea towel on his head?
No, that's his peddler's cap. He stirs the glowing iron in the furnace with a long pole. And when it's so hot it's white and red, he takes out a lump the size of a loaf, and a boy takes it to the rollers to be rolled into a flat blue bar.
Is that your mum?
No, she's my sister, Mary. She's a piler. She stacks the ironstone in a heap like a wall, and she looks after us too. You know, cooking and cleaning. My mum's dead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't be. She got the fever and... Well, one day she stopped breathing, that's all.
Your house ain't very big, is it?
It's not our house. It belongs to Crochet Bailey, doesn't it? You could get 3 of these in one room of his Nantaglow house.
Don't seem very fair, that.
None of this is fair, Sean. Especially the truck.
What's a truck?
It's the way we're forced to buy our food from Crochet Bailey. And it costs a lot.
My mum says food's dear in our time too.
Ah, but we got no choice, see? Because he's our master. He pays us with one hand and he takes the money back with the other.
Why don't people complain then?
Well, I tell you, people have started to get a bit fed up. I've heard tell of riots over in Triga, and people are starting to go on strike.
What's the boss think of that?
Tell the truth, Sean, I think he's afraid. He's building some towers to protect himself and his family in case the people decides to attack him.
Crochet Bailey did build the round towers, and he needed them too. But that was just the beginning. People fought hard to rid the land of those inhuman conditions. And over the next few years, there would be events all over Britain which would change people's living and working conditions once and for all. And the people of this area were instrumental in bringing these changes about.
1832. Truck system illegal. Thank goodness for that.
Right.
People's Charter published. What does that mean?
It's May 1838, and the publication of the People's Charter, calling for the right to vote for all men, the abolition of the need to have property to stand for Parliament, and payment for MPs and for voting by ballot. A movement towards basic human rights in Britain, which was spurred on by the people of this area.
Excuse me? How?
Don't worry, Sean. You're at a gathering of the people preparing to march on Newport to demand what they believe are their rights. They've put their demands in a charter.
So, these are the Chartists?
Yes, and if you will shut up for just 2 minutes, we may be able to hear what Zephaniah Williams has to say.
That's a funny name.
I know you.
Are you Moses? Hey, you've grown. Where are we?
We're on the mountain above Ebervale. Zephaniah Williams has called us workers from Nantaglo, Brimawr and Blaina, and we're marching on Newport. We're meeting the other Chartists, led by a man called John Frost.
Come on, down to Riska, then on!
Universal male suffrage! Vote by ballot!
Everybody should have the right to vote! Vote by ballot! No property qualification!
Payment for members of Parliament!
What happened then?
The authorities were waiting for the marchers as they converged on Newport. Thomas Phillips the mayor had summoned many special constables, and they took over the Westgate Hotel. It was there that they were to be confronted by the Chartists. Shots were fired, and the ensuing battle raged for 25 minutes. About 22 Chartists were killed, and over 50 injured. And then they withdrew.
And was that the end of that?
No. The leaders, having been condemned to death, eventually had their sentences commuted and were deported to Van Diemen's Land, or Tasmania, as we call it now. But most of the Chartist demands and more were granted in the fullness of time. Speaking of which, it's time you and I moved on.